Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into something quite specific but really interesting, how estheticians can ethically market natural peeling treatments.
Hmm.
Think of it as, the inside scoop on how these skincare pros build trust while getting hopefully great results for their clients.
Yeah, and we've got some great source material that really breaks down how they can offer these treatments effectively and crucially, ethically.
Exactly. And even if you're not in the beauty industry yourself, it's pretty fascinating to see what goes into building that kind of trust in a service.
Definitely.
So our mission today is basically to pull out those key strategies for doing it right. What does the source say?
Well, the first thing that really jumps out is this strong emphasis on understanding the client's skin first.
Okay.
Before you even mention a specific treatment like a peel, it's all about that initial skin diagnosis.
So not just like, oh, you have oily skin, but deeper than that.
Precisely. It's about understanding their specific concerns, what they see, what bothers them, what they're hoping to achieve.
Gotcha. Okay, let's unpack that a bit. So the advice isn't to just jump in and say, you need this peel.
No, not all.
Instead, it's about really looking closely. Say someone comes in and they've got maybe some marks left over from past breakouts.
Post-acne marks, yeah. Or maybe some mild pigmentation, like uneven tone.
Right. The source actually gives some suggested phrasing, doesn't it? Something like,
Yeah, it suggests saying something like, okay, I can see some post-acne marks here and maybe a bit of mild pigmentation. We can gently work on that with a natural peeling treatment.
that exfoliates the skin safely. Something like that.
Exactly. It's gentle, it's targeted, and it immediately makes the client feel like you've actually seen their skin, not just a potential sale.
Yeah, they feel understood. That makes sense.
And that connection, that understanding, it kind of sets the stage for the next important step, which is explaining what the treatment actually involves.
The transparency part.
Totally. The material really stresses being upfront about the whole process. You know, these natural peels, they often use these tiny natural structures, spicules.
Right, from sponges or algae, I think.
Often, yeah. And they create this unique sensation. The source describes it as maybe a light prickling or almost a cactus-like feeling for a day or so.
Okay, good to know what to expect.
And also the time frame. It's not instant magic. The whole process from the actual treatment session to the gentle peeling phase, it usually takes about a week.
Being upfront about that builds so much confidence, right? No surprises.
Absolutely. Which leads nicely into the next strategy, thinking beyond just one session.
Okay, so moving past the single treatment.
Yeah, the source recommends suggesting a program. So instead of just one peel, maybe you talk about a series.
Like 3 treatments, maybe? Spaced out.
Exactly. Perhaps 3 treatments, maybe 4 weeks apart. And importantly, combining that with the right home care products.
Like supportive products.
Right. Maybe like a booster serum specifically designed to help with, say, scar reduction, if that's the concern. The goal is noticeable scar reduction and lasting results.
So you're offering them a clear plan, a path forward. That feels much more comprehensive.
It gives the client confidence and manages their expectations realistically.
And this longer-term thinking, it also ties into practical stuff, right? Like considering the season.
Definitely. The source points out addressing potential concerns proactively, like the big one. Can I get this peel in the summer?
Yeah, that's a huge question.
So the advice is to be ready for that. Explain that, yes, it's often possible with natural peels, but diligent SPF use is non-negotiable.
And probably avoiding serious sun exposure for a bit afterwards.
Right. Maybe avoid direct sun for, say, 2 to 3 weeks post-treatment. Just being upfront about the commitment.
It shows you're thinking about their skin's health long-term, not just the immediate treatment. You're anticipating their questions.
Exactly. It preempts those objections or worries.
Okay, and one final piece that seems really powerful, showing proof.
Yes. Visual evidence. The source highlights using anonymized before and after photos.
The classic BNAs.
But specifically showing results from these types of natural peeling treatments. Maybe improvements in pigmentation or those post-acne marks we talked about.
Seeing is believing, I guess.
Yeah.
It makes the potential results feel much more real.
It really does. It provides that tangible evidence of the esthetician's expertise and what the treatment can actually achieve. Build a lot of confidence.
So when you boil it all down, the core idea seems to be this blend. It's combining solid clinical knowledge, knowing your stuff about skin,
A science bit.
with a genuine personal connection, really understanding the person in front of you.
That combination, expertise and empathy, basically that's what leads to recommendations that are both effective and ethical. It builds that crucial trust.
Yeah, it really resonates. It's about treating the person, not just the skin condition.
And, if you step back, you can really see how this whole approach, this focus on transparency, on really understanding needs, how valuable that is in pretty much any service industry, not just beauty.
That's a great point to end on. It makes you think, doesn't it? Consider how that principle, leading with understanding, being transparent, building trust plays out, or maybe should play out,